A couple of years ago, we asked about people's trust in sources of information, and libraries and healthcare providers were at the top of the list for those who enjoyed the most trust. You enjoyed more trust than even information that's passed along from family and friends, information that comes from government sources, information that comes from both local and national news organizations, information that comes from financial institutions, and information on social media is like, think of social media as the technological equivalent of Congress. Nobody trusts it. And nobody likes to think good things about it, although they depend on it in certain ways, and they obviously, in the case of social media, are pretty active on it, at least folks are. So again, librarians have this special carved out place of trust that it feels like you can leverage. I mean, certainly if your own value proposition to your communities is anchored in trust, but it feels like librarians could be at the center of community conversations that have people talking to each other in different, better ways. One of the things that I'm working on right at the moment is that we did a very special focused survey on trust, both in institutions and among people. And then we asked an open-ended question in this survey. How might we solve the problem especially of interpersonal trust? And people were saying it happens in communities. It started in communities. The first, tribes were formed by people trusting each other and banding together to keep the saber-toothed tigers away and the other tribes away. But trust is now a very localized thing, and its best sort of place to find its starting role in growing trust in the wider world is to have community conversations, community activities that have the flavor of doing something together. Even if you're on different teams, even if you have completely different points of view, there's a very palpable hope Americans have that community-based activities can be a solution to the bigger problems of trust we have in society. And it just strikes me as sort of obvious and logical that libraries are places that could be conveners of those, hosts of those, narrators of those, modelers of how good, solid, wonderful, respectful, trustworthy conversations can take place.